Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Reboot Roundtable. It has been a hot minute since we have released a video, and as you can see, only I'm here. And we will return to our usual programming soon, but that's as soon as real life slows down. But the thing is, I wanted to come on with the blessing of my co-hosts to talk about the world being on fire. And we at Reboot think the best way to talk about it is through the lens of fiction, which is how many people interpret the world. But to the point, tomorrow is June 14th, and across the country there are supposed to be nationwide protests, protesting what many of us would consider authoritarian acts by our current sitting President of the United States, as well as a reminder that we the people of the USA left a king in 1776, and we never want another one. We at Reboot are not going to pretend to be policy experts, but we are storytellers and lovers of stories. And stories are how, since the dawn of time, man has processed the world. What we are doing at Reboot is not saying whether we agree or disagree with said policies. What we are saying is that the people in power are starting to act a whole lot like Emperor Palpatine, Lex Luthor, or God forbid, even a little Frieza. These characters are to some just childhood villains, but to us at Reboot and to many with eyes who can see it, they are warnings and allegories for the very real authoritarianism that has been fought and will be fought again. No one would claim that any of these characters are what you want from a leader. So what are the expectations we have for leaders? Not policy, but how should they carry themselves and act? And firstly, I wanted to talk to said leaders, to our senators and our representatives who, though some have done their part, many have forgotten their purpose. And to you, I wish to reiterate a quote from the recently released damn good TV show, Andor. The speech was given by the character Mon Mothma in the Senate chambers of the Galactic Empire, and it goes as follows. This chamber is a cauldron of opinions, and we've certainly all had our patience and tempers tested in pursuit of our ideals. Disagree as we might, I am hopeful that those of you who know me will vouch for my credibility in the days to come. I stand this morning with a difficult message. I believe we are in crisis. The distance between what is said and what is known to be true has become an abyss. Of all the things at risk, the loss of an objective reality is perhaps the most dangerous. The death of truth is the ultimate victory of evil. When truth leaves us, when we let it slip away, when it is ripped from our hands, we become vulnerable to the appetites of whatever monster screams the loudest. And without exaggeration, the loudest voice, the screaming voice, is the president and his posse. But let me be clear, this is not about left or right. It's about right or wrong. I love this country. I love the ideas that the American flag represents, and I know personally that some of the other hosts of Reboot feel the same way. And others, well, they're just scared of what the flag has represented before. But I can only speak personally at this point, that I sit somewhere in the dead middle of the political spectrum. There are policies on the right and the left that I support. I even used to be very far right and have grown to be centrist. So please let me be clear, this isn't about policy. This is about the actions being made by people in power that are unbalanced. Decisions that are unbalancing the balance set up in our Constitution, the checks and the balances. Already, judges and senators have stood up. Real-world Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, and Padme Amidala's. And to you, I do say thank you, no matter what your official side is. Secondly, we really want to speak to those who are standing up, to those who tomorrow or today or yesterday are choosing to speak out. Now, let us be clear, we are not talking about violent individuals. We do not support violent acts, and nor will we ever. As violence is, in truth, the weapon of the enemy, and every violent act plays into the tools of the enemy. But for those of you peacefully standing against authoritarianism, I give you this quote from good old Captain America. Doesn't matter what the press says. Doesn't matter what the politicians or the mobs say. Doesn't matter if the whole country decides that something wrong is something right. This nation was founded on one principle above all else: the requirement that we stand for what we believe, no matter the odds or the consequences. When the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a damn tree beside the river of truth and tell the world, no, you move. May have paraphrased it a bit at the end there. But we at Reboot are again emphasizing, do not riot. Do not hurt anyone. We are against violence. But we're not against protesting. And damn it, if we have the strength of mind and body to do so, do so. Because we don't care who you are, no matter your background, religious, political, or other leanings. We're not here to say one policy is right or wrong. We're emphasizing this above all else. This is not what we are trying to argue. We don't care about policy. We don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. That's not our point. What we're saying is, if you look out there and you see your president or a nation acting more like the Galactic Empire, or our fictional representations of bad presidents like Lex Luthor, then maybe it's time to stand for those stars and stripes the way we were supposed to. The way heroes have in our stories. Captain America, Spider-Man, Superman, all of these characters have stood for something greater than themselves. But no, his courage seemed suddenly to stiffen of its own accord. He was in the right, they were wrong, and he was right. The obvious, the silly, and the true had to be defended. Truisms are true. Hold on to that. The solid world exists. Its laws do not change. Stones are hard, water is wet, objects unsupported fall towards the Earth's center. With that feeling, like he was speaking to O'Brien, and also that he was setting forth an important axiom, he wrote, "Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 makes 4. If that is granted, all else follows." A passage from 1984 that hauntingly rings true more than ever. So, when you watch this video, or have watched this video, whether you're my friend, my family, a viewer of the channel who just comes here for comic books, movies, and video game conversations, or maybe you're the one sitting at home and you're debating your friends and family. Maybe you're a person able to stand peacefully, stand for truth. Remember that it takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. Again, we at Reboot emphasize, do not turn to violence. For those who turn to violence only play into the enemy's hands. But stand for truth. Stand for the truths that we hold to be self-evident, that all were created equal. Thank you for watching, and thank you for standing for what is right. And if you disagree with us, that's fine. We're not here to debate you. We're not here to debate policy or politics. Sure, this is a inherently political issue, but that's not why we're saying these things. We're saying these things because stories teach us that it's important to do the right thing, even if it's the unpopular thing. And right now, it's important to stand up for the core values of heroism. As an American, I can personally say that I never want to live under a king. And I don't think anyone does. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon with a more normal episode of Reboot Roundtable. Thanks.